Good morning and welcome to Coffee with Alain. On today's show, I want to talk about someone who's very special to me, a man I greatly respect, and someone who's not in the best of health at the moment. And so sending thoughts and prayers to Sault Ste. Marie, Canada, to wish him a recovery and want him to get better and back up on his feet and doing things again. So you can see the picture if you're watching the video. If you're listening, I have a picture of myself and Grandmaster Rudy Timmerman. This picture was taken at the Korean Martial Arts Masters Hall of Fame about 9 years ago when I was inducted into that Hall of Fame up in Sault Ste. Marie, Canada, which was sort of a cool place to visit again because way back in the 90s, I lived for a short period of time in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, just across the bridge. I was staying with a buddy, Frank, before I moved off to Korea to live in Korea and study Hapkido. And Frank is the person, one of my closest friends who was killed and is memorialized in the book Lost Conscience. That character, Frank, is based on Frank, who lived in Sault Ste. Marie at the time. So when I went back to Sault Ste. Marie, Canada, it was just nice to go visit again because my friend Frank and I had been on both sides of the bridge. But I digress. The Korean Martial Arts Masters Hall of Fame is the only Hall of Fame that I am part of because many of the martial art halls of fame, I've been asked and invited to some, and I've been nominated for some by others who have been in them, but it was pretty much the people at the top didn't know who I was, and as long as I sent in a check, I could get my certificate. And that's not me. Now, the Korean Martial Art Masters Hall of Fame is a little bit different. It didn't cost me anything. And I was nominated and inducted by Grandmaster Timmerman. And he knew me. It wasn't like, oh, I've heard of this guy. Let's send him a form and he can fill out the form and send it back with a check and we'll give him a certificate. That's not how the Korean Martial Art Masters Hall of Fame works. All of those inducted into the Hall of Fame, they don't have to pay to get in, but they got to prove themselves. Now, Grandmaster Timmerman is not in charge of the Hall of Fame any longer, but it still exists. And with the same principles that Grandmaster Timmerman started that Hall of Fame, inductees and people being honored don't have to pay to get in. And that's a true Hall of Fame where they're giving you a recognition without you just buying your way into it. And that's why this is the only Hall of Fame I'm part of, because I was very honored to be inducted into this Hall of Fame by Grandmaster Timmerman, someone who I had known for years and years before I got that honor. I met Grandmaster Timmerman years and years ago at one of the Hapkido events that I was down at J.R. West in Jackson, Mississippi. And besides being on the mat together, we went drinking and to dinner and so forth, and then to the hotel rooms and got to know each other. And he read my book and I read stuff of his, and we told stories and just became friends. And he was sort of a mentor. So much knowledge, so many years of experience. And so, it's just a true honor to be inducted in that Hall of Fame by him. Someone who knew me, had watched me train, had watched me teach, had shared meals with, had shared stories over drinks at variety of hotels throughout the years and different locations. He was one of the ones responsible for introducing me to the Korean Martial Art Festival and becoming one of the instructors there and meeting many other folks. I'm drinking out of this Sin Mu Hapkido mug today that was given to me by Grandmaster Kenneth McKenzie, who's a dear friend of Grandmaster Rudy Timmerman's. And it was through him that I was able to meet a lot of other people. And so I really want to send thoughts and prayers out to him in this difficult health period of his, and want him to recover. And just thank him for all of the years of service and dedication and teaching that he has done, and how he has helped so many martial artists throughout the decades and stuck to his principles. And he could be an ornery son of a gun. You ask anybody that knows him, he was strict and principled, sort of the old John Wayne type. This is it. This is right. This is how things are done, and it's how things are going to be. And that's how he was and is, but has influenced and helped so many people. And I just want him to recover and get better so he can help even more people. Going to say hello to a few people that are here. Michael Munyon's here, who says, way to honor him. And Michael's knows him and has been on the mat with him before and shared the same kind of things with him. Thad said, good morning. Thank you, Thad. Dixon's here. Dixon's another person who knows Grandmaster Timmerman for years. And Dixon said, I was fortunate enough to be inducted the same year as you. Such an honor. Yes, it is, Dixon. And, we've been on the mat and shared drinks, and you guys with your cigars. I never did the cigars. I just do the drinks. But meals and mat time and such, it's so wonderful to have such a great group of people. And one of the reasons I'm part of that group is because of Grandmaster Timmerman. Richard's here and said, good morning. What a cool honor. Thank you, Richard. Dixon also said, sadly, another famous 80-year-old has passed away, and he starred in plenty of films: Short List, Clue, Rocky Horror Picture Show, Hunt for Red October, and Home Alone 2. Any movie buff reading the list will immediately know Tim Curry. Rest in peace. Yes, Tim Curry and Dolly Parton both passed away at the same time. They're both 80. Grandmaster Timmerman's in his 80s and has still been teaching in his 80s. And again, we want to wish him health and happiness in this time of, where he's having a little bit of health problems, and want him to get better and get back out helping folks, which he's dedicated his life to. And so I just wanted to talk about him today, honor him. Too many times we wait till somebody's gone to speak good of them. I thought, I want to speak good of him now and wish him well and health and many more years of helping folks. We got Dick Van Dyke's 100 years old and still doing stuff. So Grandmaster Timmerman, he could be 100 years old and still helping people. So that is my wish and my thoughts today. Somebody that I truly admire and respect, and I owe a sense of gratitude to him for some of the things he's done and helped me with, the honors he's bestowed on me, and most importantly, the friendship he has shared with me for over 20 years now. Because I met him before my daughter was born, and she's in her 20s, 22, 23 now. So yeah, she's 22 now. So it's been over 20 years of friendship and mentoring, and that's just means so much. And Michael said, Grandmaster Timmerman studied several Korean martial arts, wide range of knowledge. Yes, incredible range of knowledge, and just been very influential to many of us in the Korean martial arts. And we just want to wish him well and hope he gets better very soon. That's what I wanted to share today, everybody. So send your thoughts and prayers to Grandmaster Rudy Timmerman up in Sault Ste. Marie, Canada, right on the border of Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan. They're just both across the river there. You got to cross the bridge. But fond memories, and would like to make some more. Everybody have a terrific Thursday, and I'll be back to see you tomorrow.